Hello, my lovelies. Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. We have a baby Douglas over there, and we have an Ernesto over here. Ladybugs, we're right there. Um, I got summoned by spirit today to do a channel. I had to take a little time off for my mental health. I'll explain that later if anybody is interested. But sometimes, you've got to take that rest, and Spirit said, no, sis, you got to sit in your Four Swords for a little bit and take a nap. And that's what we're doing. And today, this came in, and I was like, all right, I got you, I got you, I got you, Spirit. So, as I'm trying to set this up, and I'm trying to get, this guy working here, and there's that guy, and a little dark over there. I was just struggling. Usually I can get it all set up and it's fine, and not today. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to turn this off to the side slowly for everybody because that might actually be, oh yeah, that's much nicer. So as I'm doing this, I'm like, because I had started shuffling because I was called to them, and I'm like, oh, okay. And these were the first two cards that came out. And that told me that somebody's going through some heartache. So then I started taking them all out, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a collective reading. So I'm trying to set everything up. I can't get anything set up. I'm like, what in the absolute heck? It's like nothing is going right. I can't get anything. I'm using the older phone because, sometimes that's what you do, right? And it occurred to me, you know what? I've got to hold this by my hand with my hand because you know what? Sometimes things don't go as you plan. Sometimes, even though things were set up the way they used to be, they're not going to work that way. This is a crochet blanket. The sofa looks a little bit different. There's more here. There's whatever. I can't figure out yada, yada, yada. That's okay. I'm going to do it a new way. So here we are. So, I'm not real sure who this is for, but I know it is for someone. This is, I believe, a love reading of sorts. And no, this is a love reading. I may take a drink of coffee. I have already imbibed other stuff. Please feel free, because children should not be watching this. This is not for them. Yes. So, this is actually the reason why I should have this done the other way. We're going to slowly turn again. Because I think, yeah, that's going to be the better way. See, this is all figuring it out. Figuring out what works, how it's going to work around. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of what this reading is about learning and expanding. And if you guys have not heard of Emmy Made, my lovelies, I can't believe I said that. She always opens that way. So if you haven't seen Emmy Made, if say you're having maybe a little breakdown or you're heartbroken and you just need someone who's got that good mom vibe and you just want someone who doesn't hurt, check out Emmy Made. I'll try to remember to put a link down in the description. But yeah, she oh, I've loved her ever since I had my first little breakdown, because you know what? We all go through things and we all have breakdowns, and I'll tell you, I've lost a lot of weight, and when you lose a lot of weight, you will have a little breakdown because your life changes and you change, and you have to learn and grow and do the therapy and realize, this is why I'm doing this, and this, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Oh, and I forgot to put my hoodie on. So, because as we're going along in life, we forget to do stuff, right? Because that is what we do. Because, I'm forgetting I'm going to be freezing in like 5 seconds. So, oh my God. And of course, the hoodie's upside down, right? Right? Isn't it always upside down? We know this, right? So, what happens? Your hoodie gets upside down. What am I doing? I'm just patiently turning it around because I know that I can turn it around. And I'm doing it with one hand. And I'm putting the first sleeve on. And then I'm just going to patiently take this with the other hand and put it on. And I'll tell you, when you have ADHD, the more you can use your thought process to say, I know where the arm of this is, and I can slowly get it, because the slower I am, the more I can actually do the task, because I'm not getting overwhelmed. In the moment when it's not going your way and you feel a little overwhelmed, you just remember that if I get angry, it's going to take longer. And then the other arm goes in. Yeah, in the crowd, cheers. I'm sorry, I'm about 5 years old. I'm kidding. I'm about 53, so 5 plus 3 is 7. So I'm 7. Anyway, aren't we all 7? Okay, so when this first came up, it came up with these two cards. Okay, the two of coins and the 9 of coins. And first and foremost, what I really want to say is my first oh, by the way, that's the sound. If you hear any sound, that's the sound. My first impression was heart problems, heart issues. So because this is a love reading, and this is actually a very particular love reading. This is a love reading that is about real big heartbreak and disappointment. The kind of disappointment where you're so broken and so overwhelmed that you have a heart attack or you have a stroke. If this is what's going on and you're in this much distress, just keep track of your health. Keep track of your heart. If your heart starts to race, if you're a woman especially, look up the signs of heart attacks in women, because it's very different than men. It can be, for women, it can be a headache and a tightness in your head. It can be pain in the right arm and not the left arm. It can feel like heartburn. It can feel like it's going up through your neck. It can just feel like burning in the front part of your chest as well. You can have a lot of indigestion. So, keep track of those things. So that was the first thing. And then the 9 of Swords came out, and I realized, oh my God, she's been in heartache. Her vagus nerve is just off the chart, and I might burp in a second. Excuse me, pardon me if I do, because, life happens. What are you going to do? Anyway, good Lord. But anyway, this woman has really been through it. My God. And this is why she might even be having a lot of health problems, because of this heartache, this stress, okay? And I'm saying this from experience. This heartache is devastating. It's deafening, not deafening, deafening, okay? It excuse me. Makes you feel like you want to die. There's a thing called broken heart syndrome, where you lose someone and someone else, and then a family member, like a wife loses her husband, and she's so traumatized by it that within hours she's having a heart attack. This is actually something that happened to a woman. Her husband passed away, and this was in the news. You can look it up on YouTube. And they called her down to the scene. Like, who the hell does that, right? And she's there. You can only imagine the mess. And she is grieving, okay? Now, if you have the love of your life, if you've ever loved anyone, anything, your dog, your cat, your pillow, I don't care. You understand that. When you've loved something that intensely, you understand it, right? You just do. So she started having chest pains, and what they realized was that she was going, her heart was fine. There was nothing wrong with her. But her brain, she was in such grief that her brain was shutting everything down. And what they had to do was they had to say, her kids had to come in and say, Mom, we're here, we're here, we're here, because her body wanted to die from losing her husband, okay? Grief can hit hard, and people don't understand that unless you've been there. But thank God her kids were able to, yeah, I feel her husband here actually right now. He's like, he's putting his hands up going, thank God. Her kids were able to bring her out of it and say, Mama, we're here. Mama, we're here. You can't leave us. You can't leave us. Because she needed that reminder. And I remember waking up in the morning feeling that way, you know? And having to make myself calm down because, you know, I got this little critter over here I got to take care of, you know, and I got this little wee bear over here, even though he's kind of dark. I'm going to put up some new pictures. We got some snow pictures, guys. He's hopping through a snowbank, you know, so I had to be there for them, and I had to pull myself out of that. And grief is hard. I mean, it's grief. When you lose a relationship, whether it is somebody that has passed away or somebody that you've been abused by, or, you know, like a narcissist, because this is giving very much people finding narcissistic relationships. It's grieving. It's grieving, and nothing goes right. I'm holding this phone to record this, which means that, you know what, that didn't go right. Sometimes things don't go right, but you know what? Right now, it's going to. Something in the universe is changing. I am being told right now. Something is being, like, upended and changed. I know I'm not the only one feeling this. I know that there are a lot of us that are. It is being completely and totally shifted. Because how do I say this? There was a reversal. And all the letters dropped, okay? And they got scattered. And some of them laid and some of them went up into the wind, okay? The problem is that some of us lost things that we weren't supposed to. And some of us lost stuff that we were supposed to. You know, this gave us the brave ability to step away from that narcissist, but it also gave other things a chance to impede inside of good relationships. Basically what it did was it tested. This was a test. My spidey senses have told me it's been over the past 5 years. 5, 6, possibly 7. That this test has been going on by the universe and things have been clearing up. It has. At some point within COVID, came to a massive head and erupted around 2021. So if you or friends all of a sudden, like the first month of 2021, everybody was breaking up, that was that. Like you're looking at your favorite couple going, I don't get this. This was that. And maybe your favorite couple got back together because they went to therapy and healed and did the thing. Or maybe that was never able to happen, which is what happened with me. And you know what? These are things that happen and I have to accept those things. So I'm grieving a loss, you know? So that is what I have been being told. And I'm being directed to let you all know now. So this is ending, basically, is what is going on here. This monotonous bullshit is ending. And from what I understand, we're all tired, collective. I am hearing a whole collective going, we're tired, we're done with this shit. Sound like somebody. Hi, Meg. God, I love her to pieces. I love her to pieces. Why she's coming to mind? No, I'm saying it out loud. Anyway. Something about hello from Lake Ontario. Hello from Lake Ontario. Also, guys, the thing with this, okay, so basically what this is telling me is there is a male and a female, okay? I am not necessarily, and I know that this is going to sound silly, I am not necessarily seeing non-binary, but I'm not going to say it's not, okay? Because everybody's non-binary journey is their own. Everybody's non-binary journey as to what their pronouns are their own. So please take this as your soul resonance, okay? As your soul resonates with it, okay? Take it as soul resonance. If you feel this is for you, take it. If you understand it, take it. I am being shown a very direct line of male to female, female to male. That doesn't mean that non-binary is not involved. And I am being directed to say that because I don't want anybody to feel like they're singled out by this, especially if this feels familiar to you, okay? I'm just being shown this line for a very particular reason. Okay. Whoa, it's coming in a rush. It seems that there is and the funny part is as I'm taking this all out, because a lot of times, and we all have to understand this, sometimes readers will take stuff out because sometimes we bullshit with the universe, okay? There are days I take my cards and I just start shuffling and say, hey, universe, how you doing? And we sit and bullshit and talk to each other. It's the most fun thing in the world you can do. Those are not readings for anyone. That's like having a chit chat with your grandma, okay? We're not telling mom what the hell is going on, right? So sometimes when this comes out, I'm unsure if it's for me, but then all of a sudden it had a rush of, no, this isn't just for you, this is for everybody. And at that point, I realized I needed to have it all out. I needed to meditate over it because if it wasn't something I was supposed to put out, I wasn't going to. But everything is saying, no, 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 this time, now. So this is what we're doing right now. So I want to get that clarified. Everybody reads in their own way. Nobody has to memorize anything. Because if you're neurodivergent, you know you may have to have that meaning of that tarot card next to you for the rest of your life because the Six of Wands is the one that you have decided to forget. You know what I'm saying? So everybody does it their own way. Everybody is valid and everybody finds the reader they need in the moment they need them. And when they don't need them anymore, they move on to a new one because there are readers aplenty for everyone. And I love every single one of you. More than I can possibly say. You have all helped me more than I can possibly say this year. Validation of the spidey senses has been hoofty. Also, we had a storm, let me tell you. Anyway, talk about storms. There has been a divine female and a divine masculine. And the amazing part is that these guys came out in this reading together, okay? Now, in my cards, you can use these to represent somebody that you're reading for. You can, sometimes it comes out to whatever. But I don't often get them a lot like this. And then it kind of put a separation between the 6 cards. So what I'm kind of being told here is that there is a divine female, and she has been through the hell's shit, let me tell you. And there is a masculine who has been through the exact same thing that she has. And what I'm being told is this is a heavy breakup. This is I thought this person loved me, and then I found out they don't. It all went to hell. It all went to the woods. I thought I had all of this, and then it went to hell, and then it just fell backwards from the Fool. And if you look, he's over the Fool too. So he had to fall backwards into the Fool too, and not forwards into the Fool, because when you fall forwards into the Fool, you're falling into trust. Are you always? You gotta gauge it depending on, where you are in your moment in your life. But often, and in this case, you're falling forward into the fool. You're falling into a safety net. Instead, we fell backwards and we didn't know. Except for the ones of us that didn't. We didn't fall backwards. We fell forward correctly. And then, the war started. And sometimes your narcissist is an outside source. Sometimes your narcissist is your partner. You see what I'm saying here? So if you had a marriage that broke up because you broke up with your narcissist or with your abuser, that's one faction of this. The other one is that you had an abuser or a narcissist get within your relationship and break it up in some form or fashion. And maybe you got back together and you were able to deal with this. And maybe you guys never did. You know what I'm saying? So either way, this divine feminine, she's brokenhearted. And it looks like she has probably, this has happened to her at least 3 times. Okay? 3 times. And she is very afraid to take that 4th time or that 3rd time. She's afraid to take that next chance, She's afraid to balance it, because that's balance. You take that next chance, you have to have that balance, because one of the things I've been thinking about lately, there's been a lot of channeling and a lot of meditation and a lot of thinking is, when you're in love, real relationships are very underwhelming, okay? When you meet someone and they come to the door and they bring you flowers, that's normal, okay? Kind of underwhelming. If they don't bring you anything, who cares? It doesn't matter. They don't have to bring you anything, but we get the point, right? It's when they, wait out in the car and wait for you to come and get them, and they never come to the door, and they don't text you that they're there, they just honk the horn. Yeah, you tell them you're doing something else, you know what I'm saying? Unless, of course, that's prearranged. That's the whole other thing. Okay, so, getting that all the way. And then you've got the person that does bring you the flowers. And then the next day they're bringing you the flowers and they're sending them to work. And within 6 weeks you're moving in. That's love bombing. That's narcissism, okay? The underwhelming one is we talk a little bit every day and set up the next date. Nobody's going to move in for a year. We're all going to take our time, okay? It's hard after heartbreak to see that, and this person is very terrified of taking this chance, okay? And this masculine, he's just as afraid to take this chance, because for him, it was this, okay? Reverse Queen of Wands. The reverse Queen of Wands is a narcissist. Whether masculine or feminine or they, them, it is reversed a narcissist. But upright is the purest form of not. That's always been kind of, with these cards, my impression of the Queen of Wands. And of course on here it is the Queen of Clubs. Is that when she is upright, because the definition of the Queen of Wands is a woman who knows what's going on in her field. She is good with her employees, and she is fair and just. And when she needs to let one go, she tells them why. And she's given them the chance to get better before this. Where the Queen of Wands, when she's reversed, she's manipulated them into that behavior until they're insane and either A, flying around and doing what she says, or losing their minds and getting fired. Because that's what narcissism does. It makes you go into a circle, okay? This is narcissism. It just makes you go into a circle, and it makes you question the truth with a lie. It makes you question the truth with a lie. It's what politicians do. Makes you question the truth with a lie. Okay? And this guy, This guy's been really hurt by this. They both have, because if you look for her, there's a King of Wands. Now, I know what this means for me, but you take this as it's resonating, okay? This person has known this pain. Either A, someone came into their marriage and destroyed it, or B, this person's heart was given to this. See, there's a lot of hearts. It looks like this person might even have had like they've had this happen to them like 3 times, and maybe the last time it was like they got like a couple months into it, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope, yoink, I'm not doing this again. And now they're scared, because remember, the reverse King of Wands is non-narcissism as well. He's very rough and he's very gruff because he knows, okay? He's always going to be the bear, but the bear is also the protector, and the bear is also not going to bullshit you. The bear this way, hibernation. He's never going to tell you anything. He's just going to go out and hunt for himself. And he should have, you know, had enough for winter, but he didn't, because narcissists never can feed enough, right? They always have to put you in your 4 swords and feed on you to make you exhausted. Yep. That's what they have to do. So so what I'm being told is that trying to figure out how to say this. And the really strange thing is that this really is resonating for me as well. And I feel like, yeah, that's true too, Spirit. Yeah, things can resonate for me and resonate for other people. And that's often the reason why sometimes I do put things out there. Oh my God, somebody else said that once. Who said that? Oh my God, I think I know who said it. They said sometimes that's why they put stuff out for themselves, as for them from, I gotta slow down. If you have ADHD and you stumble over your words, slow your chest down. And just breathe. Okay. You just let yourself regulate for a moment. Because sometimes Spirit likes to speed talk through me as well, which is not helpful to anyone, because then I can't get out what I'm being told. But then I forget. Okay, so that was like a rush. So yeah, this person, it looks like, has been through this at least 3 times. And the last time they basically said, I'm not doing this anymore. And now they're really afraid to put themselves out. And like I was saying, sometimes I get things that will resonate for me, and Spirit's like, no, you need to put that out for other people too, because this isn't just for you. Yes, it reflects something I am going through, but it's also reflecting something somebody else is going through. And not all of this is always going to resonate with me. So, you know, I know what parts are resonating with me, and then I can like share the rest with you. Now, obviously, if this was a reading for just me, I would not be sharing it with you, because that wouldn't make any sense now, would it? Not unless I needed to. We just discussed that. So what I'm being told and shown is that both this divine feminine and both this divine masculine, okay? Both the feminine and the masculine, the yin and the yang, okay? Put my... Wait. Puppy, you're sitting on a cord. Oh, also, I keep having a specific song come into my head by David Sanchez. until I found you. You guys want me to make an Apple Music list for channeled messages? Let me know. And I can do that. Okay. That should be a charge in, right? If I go down like this, that should be a